about a church.
And we're recording. So, hi, Michael.
Hi, Steven.
So, okay, so for anyone who's listening to this is kind of something we do not know what we're doing, but I'm sitting here with my friend Michael, sort of, we're talking over the internet, who I have known
I have a cardboard
since,
cutout of you next to me.
as you should. I mean, that was a birthday gift, so I would hope
Yeah,
so.
I'm keeping it around.
Yeah, so I've known Michael since before I started this YouTube channel. Um,
It was like
and
2016, right?
yep, January 2016 is when I met you. I started this in December 2016. And we met um, at a kind of chalet type fellowship in Switzerland, like right in the middle of the Alps, like on the side of a mountain, and just kind of got to know each other over a
Yeah.
month and have stayed friends ever since. I think in our friendship of like now 4 years almost, or 4.5 years, right? Three
Uh,
and a half.
geez,
I,
yeah, four and a half.
um,
Well, it was kind of, was it? It was at the beginning of 2016. So yeah,
yeah, it
four
would
and a
be four
half.
and a half. And we've met in person like three times. Really, we
Yeah, honestly, it's the
so
majority of it is virtual.
it's basically just a friendship of sending memes back and forth. But in any case, you pitched to me like a few months ago because I had started doing some podcasting. I host at the New Books Network and talk to authors about their books. And you came to me with the idea that we should do a podcast. And admittedly, my initial thought was no, we should not, because every like pair of dudes who think they're like way too funny or funnier
Oh
than they
yeah,
actually
for
are does
sure.
that. And I
We
just
have
I
to
didn't
start a
want to.
band too, and then we're gonna buy
We
a bar, and it's gonna
don't
be great.
don't we already have a band? I feel like we've done this. We just haven't written any songs, but
Well, yeah, but we're good. We slap.
we don't suck at least. But so my initial thought was no, but also part of being a good friend is listening. And so I told you to just kind of pitch your idea just to hear what you had. And it kind of I wasn't sure about it at first, but I like talked to some other people and a lot of them sounded kind of interested in that idea and they kind of said they would like to listen to something like that. So I guess I'll just like hand it off to you. Like what is it you wanted to do with this?
Yeah. Um, so it kind of was, I guess the idea was birthed from amidst the memes and stuff we'd send each other, we would have some cool heartfelt conversations. And a lot of the times we would both just be like agreeing on, like we both had religious upbringings. They're definitely different, but we lined up and have similar memories or things that have impacted us pretty strongly. And I've been having so many conversations with people that I grew up with in the same church or people that went to different ones. Um, and like really, really interesting, funny, like sometimes just surface level funny, like, hey, you remember VeggieTales? Aha. Get used to that. Um, and
And
but
just
also,
how like big Reliant K is
oh
in all
yeah,
of our lives. Like it's just a staple of every church kid's,
yeah, and still,
you know,
like
music.
honestly, yeah,
They've aged okay. I think
yeah.
Switchfoot aged better, but
I disagree. I'll fight.
really?
Yeah. Okay, but that's a different episode. Um, but yeah, those are the things that like we try to, I guess, deconstruct or there's already a word for this, deprogram, like deconstruct, deprogram, and other things that weren't that bad, but you're still like, yeah, like that's definitely because of this life experience that I had in common. And so many people have these, and so many people are going through like they're being raised in a church situation, and yeah, I don't, if you vibe with it, cool, but a lot of people don't. And so I was thinking when I was having these conversations with people, if I could have, if like 15-year-old me could have been a fly on the wall, that would have been extremely helpful. Um, so thinking, and then yeah, I had the same thing. I kind of asked people. I was like, man, like if this was a thing, um, would you be interested? And pretty much only people who have been raised in the church have been interested. One other person was like, I mean, it'd be cool to see, but like what y'all's life was like, but yawn. Um, but that's kind of, I guess, I don't know, the quote unquote intended audience, but having like conversations, let people tell their story on how they grew up in the church and either stayed with it, primarily left will be the thing, but leaving, coming back, like all the various places you can end up after being raised in the
Yeah,
church.
and even like in some of the we've recorded a couple episodes, but have been like pitching out to some other potential guests, just people we know, and like there's just a huge variety. Kind of like it's not even a single
Hmm.
spectrum. It's like just some people like leave and come back. Some people kind of have one foot in, one foot out. Some people totally break. Some people need to find like a different tradition or a way of engaging with their faith. Like it's just like this supposedly singular thing that generates a huge variety of responses. Although, like, if you dig into it, like different people, what they kind of grew up with is just there's just this huge spectrum. Like, even the first two episodes, like, you interviewed me and then we interviewed Jed, and I grew up in like a very lukewarm, kind of ideologically average or mediocre place. And then Jed has like a wild story about finding like digging through archives and finding like white supremacist sermons in the church basement. It's just crazy. um, so I think I'm kind of curious to see just how different, the kind of realm of possibilities are with
Oh yeah.
talking about what people grew up with, and also seeing like where there are maybe kind of commonalities. The point I've always said, like, where I realized like this could actually work, is I realized I knew numerous young women who all got engaged at a very young age, but broke the wedding off at the last second due to like some sort of existential breakdown of sorts. Like that itself is like this weird pattern being generated, I think, and a lot of it comes from the fact that they were raised and very close to their faith and kind of had this mentality of how their life was going to play out, and it just they kind of broke with it in a moment of, I don't know, intense emotional distress of some sort. um,
And that's what I'm
so,
trying to talk about. Intense emotional distress.
among other things, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Reliant K, maybe not so much.
I will put you in intense emotional distress because you disagree with me about Reliant K. So it'll be involved. But I think yeah, the curiosity is definitely because I'm just genuinely interested in all these people's stories. So if you have a podcast, they think they'll it's like tricking them into talking to you, and that's where I'm at in
Pretending
life.
to have friends. See, that's what I do with the New Books Network, because I invite like all my favorite, you know, philosopher writers or whatever on, and then I pretend that we're good buds, even though they're just trying to promote their book. But it's still fun, I
Yeah.
guess, to pretend.
No,
Um,
y'all are friends.
I did have one person. Usually, when you do that, you just ask them to send a copy of the book, and they have the publisher do it.
Yeah.
One person recently sent me a copy of their book, and they like sent it personally and even signed it, like, oh,
Ooh.
to Stephen. Yeah. Um, so I'm gonna say that's friendship right there.
Hell yeah.
So
I haven't sent you anything that I've signed. Damn.
I mean, you can make yourself a cardboard cutout of you and give it
That's
to me for
true.
my birthday and sign
Okay.
that.
I can
So,
do that.
um, do we have a name for this podcast yet? We've
Nope.
talked about possibilities, but we just don't have one yet.
It's hard to come up with one that doesn't sound like all heavy or one that's
Yeah,
too
we
trivial.
should maybe clarify. Like, some of these episodes will be heavy, like that's just the nature of the beast. But this is not trying to be like, so every episode is not going to be some big emotional sob
Yeah.
story.
There
We're
are
not
people more qualified than us to talk like psychoanalyze people's lives. It's more about talking just casually about your story.
telling stories. Yeah, and like we might do some kind of analysis down the road, but right now we're kind of just interested in collecting data, basically, like just kind of sitting down with people and kind of seeing what they have to say and what they experienced growing up in a church and kind of how they're wrestling with that. Um, so, and just kind of creating a non-judgmental, safe place for them to come and just talk about that.
Until we talk about Relient K.
Yeah, at which point, all the gloves come off and, then it's a fight to the death. But
Yeah.
um, yeah.
But well,
Um,
that sounds like something people are interested in.
I mean,
do it. If you're listening to
I
this right now,
I would totally
freaking do it.
listen. I would listen to a really in-depth discussion of Relient K from someone who like really has studied
I'll do it. I'll
the
bone up. I could get
development.
like a little bit more history on Matt Thiessen, or how I guess I gotta learn how to say his name right. But
Ties. That's the whole episode.
yeah, that's it. We just get into like fucking phonetics.
We're having people call in with their opinions on it. Like,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, and for now, this is just going to be posted on this YouTube channel as YouTube videos. We might get less lazy in the future and find a SoundCloud or something to put it
Yeah,
on.
like
But
when NPR picks us up.
yeah, something like that, or Breitbart. Whichever comes first.
Oh fuck yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm a podcast slut. I don't care.
Anyone. We should also clarify that even though this podcast is about faith and religion, we are not like hardcore believers, so there will be like f bombs and sex jokes
Oh, I'm
and
saying the fuck word.
the fuck. Yeah, so this is not necessarily always going to be G rated, although it is. I'm very proud of myself that I got past the phase of my life where I thought swearing was like in itself subversive.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh boy,
important.
for sure. Yeah, you can always
Yeah,
tell when someone just figured like they're like
they
just
just
discovered
learned
this
how to
new
swear.
power, and it's like, and then,
That
oh, it's
was
all
me in high
forced.
school. That was Yeah, I was there.
I'm at the point where it's just too casual now. Like I forget that it's bad words, so I'll be like at a family event, and I'll be like,
Oh, aren't you cool?
oh boy.
Yeah. Do we have anything else we need to say? Yeah, this for those of you who are watching this because you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, I should just say I have more videos I would love to do, but due to a combination of poverty, which means I don't have a good video editing computer, as well as the fact that I was finishing writing a book, I just haven't had a chance to do more videos. I will do more video essays in the future someday, hopefully, but that just hasn't played out
Yeah, I'm
lately, and I'm
subscribed. I'm
I'm
waiting.
bummed for it.
I smashed
Um,
that bell.
Smash that like button. Um, but this will be a much less structured, less researched thing um, than I ever intended to do with this channel. But we're just kind of using this to host these conversations for now. So, um, do you have anything to add? Should we sign off?
Yeah, I think I'm good. This is I'm Steven Dozeman. That's that's Michael Aramick.
They're gonna be so confused.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Cut that one out.
No, we're keeping
Don't.
it in. First two episodes we've already recorded and we'll upload soon. Actually, if you're listening to this, they should be up at like the same time. But
Listen to
yeah,
this
and
first. If
then
you're listening to this and you already listened to the other ones and you've gotten this far, I don't even know what to tell you. You fucked up.
yeah, yeah, I think we're good.
So
Do we have
yeah,
outro music yet?
I can beatbox. You want to do like a little melody? Oh wait, you mean to
I
put in
mean,
afterwards?
I
Yeah,
mean, we have to think of something. Yeah,
yeah,
we'll figure something out.
yeah. I'll send you something.